Hello everybody, yes it's GhostCritic back again for a Thursday review show. Just to warn you off the bat, it'll be slightly spoilerific because there are some titles in this week's stack that need talking about and need talking about the storyline. So if you haven't read Astonishing XMen, Batman the Dark Knight, Justice League Dark, The Unwritten, or Wolverine and the X-Men, I suggest you wait before watching this, or just watch the bits that you're actually interested in. Simple as that. Pretty normal week this week. I've been having a bit of fun with my videos, as you've all seen, and hopefully you've all been enjoying me just making a fool of myself basically, but yeah. And I'm in a bit of a different locale. I'm actually in the bedroom because I've broken all the lights in the living room, so there's no lights in there apart from candles, so I'm waiting for the landlord to fix it. But you don't need to know that. You want to know what was good and what was bad this week. Well, this is a very big mixed bag. So let us start with issue 44 of Astonishing XMen. And regular viewers will know of my dislike for Cyclops, Mr. Scott Summers, which would be a bit strange me picking this title up because it is predominantly him. And it is almost so on the brink of being dropped. This certainly isn't new reader friendly. It certainly isn't new current reader friendly, to be fair. I haven't a clue what's going on. It's clearly just after the whole X-Men schism, because it starts off with Scott recovering from the fight with not just Wolverine but the Sentinel, and it's just dull. They've done this with Scott so many times. I've been an on and off reader of the X-Men for many years, and I've collected many back issues as well. And they really, I don't think any writer has known what to do with Scott Summers. They either make him out to be a wuss who just can't make a decision to save his life, who doesn't think he's good enough to be a leader and continues to doubt himself, or, like they're doing now, they seem to have turned him into some militaristic general throwing anybody and anything at the bad. So I'm just getting a bit fed up of it. At the start of this, it's just a bit weird. I don't know what's going on. Storm comes in. I don't know whether this is just the artist, and I have to say I don't like the artist, Mike McConey. I'm afraid your artwork is terrible. But I don't know if it's because they're not meant to look like they look, because as you read the story, what happens is Storm picks up Cyclops, they go off to battle some Sentinels, they kiss, i.e. the cover on the front, and just after they kissed, cutscene, you're in some sort of laboratory and all these X-Men are in tubes, either manacled or trapped inside them, and you've got someone that looks a bit like Wolverine, you've got like a kid version of Nightcrawler, and Cyclops is in one of these tubes as well, and you just think, has all this that's just gone the last God knows how many pages, has that just been some sort of hallucination and illusion, or the way that they have ensnared Scott and trapped him? And then the scene is cut before you even get a chance to try and figure this out, to some town, city where there's no light and everyone seems to be on breathing respirators. The power goes off and they're all screaming, "Oh, save the kids." And then this guy turns up. I hope you can see that. With Storm with her head hung low behind him. I'm not sure if I even am meant to know who that is. It looks a bit like the Sentry, but I don't think it is. I'm confused. It's very close to being dropped. I might have to look at the solicitations for the next issue to see if it gives me any clues to what's going on. If it looks like it's going to be bad, I won't even bother picking it up. And while we're on the subject of dropping things, you will no longer be seeing Legion Lost. Yes, I've made my first new DC 52 cull. Legion Lost is out. It had its chance, it failed. Another one that is getting very close to being dropped. It's all about being dropped, I think, this week. It's issue 3. It's Batman the Dark Knight. You know what puts me off with this? It's the artwork. It's the artwork. And I am so surprised because it's David Finch. And he's a great artist most of the time. I loved his run on New Avengers when it first got re-released after Disassembled. I loved it. I loved his work on Moon Knight when that got relaunched for the upteenth time. Loved his artwork in that. I think it might have to do with the inker on this, and maybe even the colorist as well. The ink is just too thick. The lines on it are too thick. The colours are too... oh, I don't know. I mean, the 2-page splash there, again, spoilers, but I will explain anyway. Don't hope you can see that, but it's just the most awful splash page. Again, because it seems to be concurrent in this title, where they just throw this disgusting 2-page splash up that's meant to look amazing, but never does. It fails miserably. Right, we left off issue 2 with the supposed Joker in a speeding train, and this White Rabbit character that's on the front cover was sat with him. Of course, it isn't the Joker. After a big tussle and a fight, you know, Batman deduces this is actually Clayface, and Clayface morphs, and he's obviously been hit with this drug to boost him up. And, you know, White Rabbit gets the chance to decowl him, but, you know, it doesn't happen because Flash almost gets there in time to save the day, just before she's about to, you know, pump him up with this drug. And it kind of stops there. Forbes gets a visit from Batman. Batman comes over the heavy mobster and says, you know, don't mess with me, don't mess with my investigations, don't mess with my people, or I'll mess with you. I'd say quite uncharacteristic. Batman is way more subtle than this face-to-face intimidation. Again, another point of Batman in this current continuity that just doesn't sit right. It does seem that the only title that is being anywhere near true to the Batman that we know is Scott Snyder's just Batman. Adjectiveless. That's what I was trying to say, I think. Anyway, back to the book. It's just a bit boring. He teams up with Flash and goes to look for Poison Ivy. Flash, rookie mistake. He gets pricked by one of Poison Ivy's thorns. Of course, it's all got this drug in it, and so he has to run off and try and stop it from metabolizing. And he's left in this room and looking for Ivy. It's pretty tragic. Don't pick it up. Don't even bother trying it. Seriously, it's rubbish. So close to being dropped. Anyway, slightly better, but a little bit problematic for me. It is Justice League Dark. Now, of all the 52 that got relaunched or we get new titles, this was the one that I anticipated the most. It was the one I looked forward to the most. And, you know, I was gutted when I saw it was one of the last titles in the first month to come out. Just waiting and waiting. It's letting me down. This issue especially, it's going way too slow. There's no team. They're far too disparate from each other. You know, Constantine hooks up with Zatanna for about a scene. Deadman is still being a bit weird and cracking on to the ladies. Shade, the Changing Man, he's trying to get everyone together, but no one seems to care. And Madame Xanadu, well, she's just been a bit weird herself. Totally not like the Madame Xanadu I'm used to and that I like. And they're just... It's not that there's nothing going on in this. There is a storyline, there is mystery, there is a little bit of intrigue going on there. What the hell is going on here? What is going on with Enchantress? Who is this girl that is meant to have been separated from her and obviously caused her to go, you know, absolutely schizo and psychotic? But it's all just a bit chaotic and not in the good way. The artwork, touch and go with me at the moment. Peter Milligan really needs to pull out some stops on the story now to really keep me hooked on this and keep me anticipating the next issue like I was for the first two. So I'm on the borderline with that at the moment. I'll still keep giving it a chance, but purely because of the characters that are in it and that I enjoy reading about. Don't mess them up, Milligan. The last two, we have The Unwritten, and they are kind of getting in on the kind of Marvel .1 series, I guess, and we've got 31.5. A kind of standalone issue, really, looking into the history of the Mystery Black Cabal and their machinations in the written word and the stuff they've done in the past that has affected what comes out and what people get to read. So, you know, they're obviously trying to get rid of, it looks as if they're trying to get rid of the written word altogether. I mean, it starts off in 221 BC in Beijing, and the Cabal turns up, and they're just burning anything that's been written on. And killing people that has memorised what's on this paper and could just basically rewrite it again, so they're killing them as well. It then jumps to 1898 in New York, and they have this cartoonist who thinks he's caused a war, which the Cabal has kind of made him do. And then again it jumps to back to 1462 to like the first printing press type of thing, and they're trying to destroy that. And it is just basically a kind of history of how the Cabal has affected all these moments in time, and they do seem to want to stop the written word from getting out to the general public. It's got 3 different artists in for the 3 separate time areas, and they're very well done. They're all suited. It's just a nice little kind of vignette of each time zone, and it was a good read. You know, more history to add on to the layers and layers of The Unwritten. Wasn't expecting this. I'm looking forward to getting back onto the main story, but this was a nice little departure, kind of diversion. Always worth pick up. I've recommended this for a long time if you want something that, you know, stretches your mind just a little bit more than superheroes and capes. Finally, and always, my pick of the week. Probably won't be on a lot of people's, but I don't care. It's issue 2 of Wolverine and the X-Men, and it's just another of those really great fun comics, the way that kind of Spider Island, Amazing Spider-Man has been. It's just crazy, it's bright, it's bold, it's action-packed. It's got my favourite artist, Chris Bachalo, in. I know a lot of you aren't a great fan of his. He's very cartoony in the sense that, you know, these aren't realistic representations of people. He makes them bigger than they are, you know, bigger than life, which is what they are. They have these amazing mutant powers. They shouldn't look just like you and me. Even, you know, when they're promoting their powers. I mean, just look at what he does with with Iceman, you know, Bobby Drake. I think you might just be able to see that. It's just big, it's bold. Basically the story, you know, the Hellfire Club kids, they're throwing everything they possibly can at the X-Men and the newly built Jean Grey School for Higher Learning. And it's just a riot. It's a fight scene. It's a survival story from start to finish. And just when you think, you know, Iceman has pulled something out the bag, then they throw Krakoa at them. Yes, it's the living island. Krakoa come to basically tear down what they've just rebuilt. And who's the only person that can save them? And who doesn't give a damn? It's, of course, Kid Omega, Quentin Quire. I just love it. It's hilarious, it's funny, it's action-packed, it's fun. What more do you want? My pick of the week. If you've not picked up issue 1, there was plenty on the shelf at mine, whether they were second prints, doesn't matter. Pick it up. You'll have a good time. Anyway, that's Comic Reviews. Thank you for watching as usual. If you're new, there's a subscribe button up there. Go click it. Down there, there's a big thumbs up. I like thumbs up. Press that button. And there's a comment box. Give me some feedback. Are you enjoying? Did you enjoy my silly videos? Do you want to see some more of them? For now, I think we'll just do some straight to cameras. To give me a rest and for me to use my imagination to think what I can do next to pep this up. It was just a bit of fun for me to do these videos and, you know, just not make them like this constantly. That can get a bit boring for me, and I'm sure it will eventually get a bit boring for you guys too. Anyway, what else do I have to say? Yes. There will be a video up very soon where I will be reviewing the Viewer's Choice. No, I haven't forgotten. Dakin Howler and PS3 Games and Comics, I think he's called. I will put his name on the title anyway. But they suggested I pick up The Umbrella Academy by Gerard Way and Gabriel Barr. So I will be doing a review video of that. I've got a fantastic... hint hint, eBay and comic book shop haul. Very excited about that one. And if I have time, Richard, Mr. Comic Richard, I will try and do another long box history sometime over the weekend. For now, that is me out. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.